So what happens whenever you get musicians with a mutual background within heavy music, with a mutual goal, but perhaps have gotten to this point based around some different paths traveled? You get a band like Hellyeah. It's a group where not everything is necessarily an absolute winner to everybody, but it's a band that a lot of people can find something that they really enjoy from them, whether it be one of their earliest singles such as Alcohol and Ass, or something that's off of Undeniable, which is the brand new album, or maybe it's Unden-able, considering the I as exclamation points. I don't know, I don't get it, nor do I really care. Last time we talked about this group, it was kind of meh, not their best material. Some would, of course, though, disagree. That's sort of the appeal of every album from Hellyeah, is that you're going to have some that feel that it's amazing, and others that feel that maybe one of the other things that they did on a previous affair, or even on the same album, is better. They're unafraid to sort of shake things up a little bit, step a little bit outside of their comfort zone, while still maintaining a nice little medium base for operation. And Undeniable was actually a really great exhibit in this, considering they do some exploration on here. There are some dark themes on this record. This is one that certainly seems to implement or showcase a little bit more of that heavy side laced in with the side that you get from, say, like a Mudvayne or even a Nothing Face. It seems to lean a little bit on that philosophy as far as vocally is concerned, or lyrically, the way in which some of these songs are written is concerned, which makes sense considering, their lead singer was formerly a part of Mudvayne, so you would think that everything would sound that way, but if you realize throughout Hellyeah's career, that's not been the case. This is one that kind of takes a step back and opts to do a little bit more rapid-fire delivery, to kind of have that aggression sort of channeled through pace, speed, and delivery, to have it have a very rough, not necessarily clean and proper exterior, which is something that gives these songs a little bit of extra added punch, not to mention a cross appeal with those that are still really big fans, or that would love to see a Slipknot, Mushroomhead, and Mudvayne tour, which Chad Gray has said is relatively impossible, considering Mudvayne can't settle their collective differences. But either way, what we need to talk about with this album is whether or not it's consistent enough in its sort of scatterbrained nature in order to really be appealing. And you start off with the introduction, which is just the exclamation mark going into X and Scratch a Lie, and these are tracks that have a little bit more of that rapid-fire delivery vocally and have some more aggressive, mid-range, chunky material, which is definitely kind of a cool start-off, because it places that aggression and sort of places that energy directly onto a listener right whenever they get started. It's not one that aims to go too far out of the comfort zone right at the beginning. It's instead one that sort of surprises people, pulls its punches whenever they do decide to come. And mainly they do tend to come whenever the band decides to push the 4-minute envelope and head toward that 5-minute range, which is something that happens a couple of times on this album. Leap of Faith is one that has a little bit more of a structured songwriting to it, which is very nice. And I think that this song has a lot of meaning to the band, considering how powerfully this one was delivered. I Don't Care Anymore is another one that has that sort of exterior charm. It's 4 minutes, 41 seconds. It's one that feels like it has a lot to offer. And whenever you take a look at Love Falls, for example, which is all the way down at track 10, you're looking at a riff that almost sounds like it's an Alice in Chains meets Bush type thing in the beginning, but then quickly kind of descends into what would have happened if Pantera or Hellyeah would have been a glam metal band, or like the Def Leppard Part 2, considering it has a little bit of that, not so much ballady feel to it, but it has that big I guess arena rock feel to it, where you could see this being played live, and whenever the intro kicks off and whenever you start to hear the opening charms of this track, people would go crazy, considering it has a very unique vibe, even comparative to some of the unique things that Hellyeah's already done. Alcohol and Ass was such a big song, and was really such a good song, considering it was stylistically different. It took something that was almost seen as just a one-off side of the band, and was able to produce a great song, one that had a lot of charm, and really was just a lot of fun to listen to. And I think that Love falls under that same category. This is a fun song to listen to, albeit it has a little bit more gravity, a little bit more weight than Alcohol and Ass does, considering that song is bona fide ridiculous. But this is one that has a lot of meaning as well. And then you get into Start a Riot, which is track number 12, and you're back to sort of that heavier edge. And that's where the balance is sort of, going left, the right. It's one that sort of tries to shift between that aggressive side that really shoots some lyrics out there in a rapid-fire fashion or growls gruffly as opposed to singing cleanly, and then the other side that opts to take sort of that cleaner but still try to maintain a little bit of gumption, a little bit of resolve within, there's confidence in this lyrical delivery, and the music really is one that's pacing it in the background. It's not something where one feels like it's overly aggressive by comparison to the other. Both feel like they're on the same plane of existence and cohabitating in harmony. Well, the harmony is a little bit distorted. The harmony definitely has a little bit more of that aggressive punch to it. But overall, this is an album that flows kind of nicely. You don't get really altogether lost into it. The Live or Die is a track that I could really do without between you and me, but that's just kind of my opinion on it. There's really nothing else here that I would consider to be any real filler waste. I think that it's an album that has a little bit of appeal for all different varieties of fans, whether it be of Hellyeah or of their previous bands. There's a little something here that makes it a little, intriguing. That word alone is going to draw a lot of people in. As a full album, as a full 13-track experience, this is one that doesn't lag very much. It kind of keeps the pedal to the metal, and the aggression is never tempered for all of that long, which I think was a good decision on the part of the band. I think whenever they try to go aggressive the whole time, the general feeling is that they're not able to hold up that power and that weight for the entire duration. It's one that instead feels by the end of the day to be a bit hokey, either that or just doesn't have enough variety to go around. This is an album where, since they do take a couple of those conceptual leaps of faith, since they do opt to take things down as opposed to just staying, high, staying aggressive, they really have crafted something that has a little bit more flow and balance to its credit, something that actually creates a more pleasurable overall experience, one that you don't see yourself wanting to just sort of stop a song midway through or even less than midway through and just try the next one. It's instead one that feels a little bit more balanced, it's a little bit more creative, it's a little bit more dense and dynamic, and for that it works really to its credit. I'd probably give this album an 83 out of 100. It's still by no means a golden album or anything like that. This is still just something that I feel is just terrific supergroup work, where a band is coming together and having a lot of fun, but it's still not something that's going to set the world ablaze. It's a good album. It's one that structure really benefits it, and I think that a lot of fans of this variety, of the Hellyeah variety, of the Mudvayne, the Nothing Face, the Pantera variety, are going to really dig this. And anybody who sort of sweeps in under the veil of night and opts to check this one out may also dig it as well. If you need something that's too brutal for you, this is not the album for you. If you listen to Rihanna, you should probably go and hit her in the face like Chris Brown did. I don't know what you guys think about this album. What do you think about Undeniable, or I guess once again it could be Undeniable by Hellyeah? Let me know in the comments below. My name is your name, which is my name, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.